All right, what's going on, boys? They finally did it. I was not expecting a patch today. Of course, we were coping and hoping for one. Now, we finally got a patch. We didn't really have one last month. And this is just balance changes from what I see right now, but it was a pretty sizable update. It was like 7 GB, I think, on Steam. And basically, like, the anniversary's coming up. We are hoping they add some stuff to the game. That comes up this Saturday. So I guess we'll have to wait and see for that one. One other bit of news is, given that we finally got another patch again, there was nothing last month, I am expecting a war bond. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday. War bonds usually come out the second Thursdays of the month, and we didn't get one last month. We got one the month before, so it's 2 months since the last war bond. I'm expecting one. That's totally speculation. Could be wrong, but that's what we're expecting. All right, so this was just balance changes, and I briefly looked through them. They were some pretty good ones. Let's just go ahead and go straight over them. In the overview, spray weapons, gas effect duration, emoting while flying or ragdolling, FRV camera and handling tweaks, the guard dog breath, and this one looked good. I can't wait to try it. Other balances, crash fixes, weapon fixes, stratagem fixes. Okay, so first of all, the duration of the gas effect from the spray weapons, so the sterilizer and the dog breath, have been increased from 6 to 10 seconds, almost double the time. And then they also implemented a timer for illuminate dropship wreckages to despawn to prevent them from obstructing paths in the colonies. Then they made a change to the sea artillery, and that is the Ministry of Humanity has added a clause to its principle of correct posture for safe lifting, now allowing Helldivers to jog while carrying two-handed items such as barrels and sea artillery rounds. And everyone hates doing the sea artillery. That's going to make it 10 times better. Helldivers now are also authorized to deploy grenades and stratagems while leaning out from the FRV. That is freaking cool. They also tuned the FRV handling for a better driving experience when cornering. So hopefully this worked well. We're going to have to hop into the game and see how easier it is to turn the FRV. I wouldn't get super excited over this one just yet, but hopefully it's much better. All right. Excuse me. Next up, we are into the weapons. We've got the Loyalist pistol. They increased the total amount of magazines, so that's pretty nice. Honestly, the Loyalist is a good sidearm. If you haven't used it much, I do recommend using it. It was just very short on ammo, but they gave it one more magazine, so it has 25% or 20% more ammo now. All right, next up is the Sterilizer. Removed the crosshair drift recoil, decreased the camera climb recoil. Okay, I guess some of the recoil, that's fine. But mainly the duration of the gas effect now lasts 10 seconds. So I kind of wish the Sterilizer left clouds, but for what it's worth, the main complaint is that, you gas up an enemy with this weapon and then it doesn't last that long. They made it last almost double the time. Honestly, I'll definitely try this out and let you guys know. I don't expect much to change or much people to pick up the Sterilizer off of this. All right, so a little note about armor passives. After hearing player feedback, we have decided not to fix a bug with the Siege-Ready armor passive, which gives more ammo to all magazine-based weapons instead of just primary weapons. We will eventually update the armory description to reflect this, but for now, we're evaluating if it's causing any other additional unforeseen bugs. That's great. They put a note in here that they're not fixing a bug that's benefiting the players. That's a great thing to see. I really like that one, and it's a good confirmation. All right, next up is the guard dog breath. This one actually looks really good. So this has been reworked to increase its effectiveness and to ensure it remains distinct, focusing on the gas-based mechanics. It will now preserve ammo by only prioritizing enemies unaffected by the gas status effect. Once an enemy is affected by the gas, the drone will move on and target another enemy. That sounds really, really good. The targeting logic has been reworked to prevent the drone from roaming too far. Yeah, dude, I had a gas guard dog follow a streaker before. It was actually kind of crazy. So yeah, now it won't roam off too far. The origin of the targeting will be from the Helldiver's position rather than the drone itself. The targeting range has been increased from 10 to 20 meters. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, but the dog breath sounds like it's better, just better than the sterilizer at this point. And then the duration of the gas effect has been increased from 6 to 10 seconds. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This sounds like a very, very strong crowd control tool. Now, gas in and of itself already kills small bugs like scavengers, hunters, etc. I'm pretty sure gas does 25 damage per second, and it used to last for 6 seconds. It dealt 150 damage. Now that it lasts for 10 seconds, it'll deal 250 damage. That might even kill a warrior at this point. So gas actually received like a major buff. And the gas guard dog, like, number one, if it's just killing small enemies, but like you can also just confuse chargers and stuff. This seems very, very strong. I'm definitely going to be trying out this one. Next up, we've got the mines. Okay, so onto the minefields. Cooldown decreased from 180 to 120 seconds. They only have a 2-minute cooldown now. Damage increase from 350 to 700. The deployment spread of mines has been increased by 20% to minimize the risk of chain explosions. That's also pretty big. Now, they already did this, and they never listed it for the anti-tank mines. And they did buff the anti-tank mines as well. Now, they did pretty much the same exact changes for the incendiary mines, except the incendiary mine damage got buffed from 210 to 300. Now, for what it's worth, these are good changes. I think if you do enjoy mines, this is actually huge for you. Obviously, people don't like mines because they don't like walking on them. And what I'll say is the anti-tank mines now have a 120-second cooldown. I promise you guys, I swear by the anti-tank mines every time I use them on stream. These things are great. I'll probably make a video at some point testing all of these changes, and I will test the mines and show you guys what they can do. And then finally, well, actually, we have a ton of fixes we need to look at. But next, we've got the ballistic shield backpack. Now blocks melee attacks until it breaks from taking enough damage. That's massive. We could take it on the bugs. It's potentially better against overseers. I wish they would honestly just lower the cooldown of the ballistic shield backpack or make like the drop pod drop 2 of them. One for you and one for a buddy. That would actually be really cool. Because, you know, it kind of does suck that it breaks. But blocking melee attacks, that's cool. All right, moving on to the fixes. You can once again emote while falling or ragdolling. It should no longer reduce fall damage. Oh, okay. So it doesn't reduce fall damage. That's fine. Emoting while falling was cool. You'll be able to freely express yourself as you fall to your imminent death or severe injuries. Nothing to stim can't fix. Fixed illuminate spawner shields not taking impact grenade damage. So any grenades should work for these. I don't think they meant to write impact. I think they meant non-impact because only impact grenades were working. So I think they mean non-impact if I had to guess. We'll have to go try it. Fixed an issue with collision gaps inside the illuminate spawner ships, preventing grenades thrown in close proximity to the door from destroying the ships. Health packs now fully restore all the stems. I'm guessing that was a bug because a couple people noticed that. High damage weapons will now detonate spawned hell bombs on the map. Okay, crash fixes, hangs, and soft locks. I want to see something for the bots in here. Fixed a crash that occurred when aborting missions with the DSS. Fixed a crash that could occur when hot joining with the DSS. Fixed a crash caused by quickly switching between different emotes before another client interacted with the player. Reduce the chance for crashes caused by fires. That might be something on the bot side because a lot of the bot enemies, when you kill them, they leave fires and they leave smoke. Man, I hope they fix the bot crashes. Okay. Fixed a rare crash that could occur at the end of drop-in sequence when hot joining. Fixed a crash when the player returned to the ship while reloading their primary weapon. No way. Fixed a soft lock during drop-in when the host left or disconnected the session. Fixed a crash that occurred when repeatedly changing armor in the armory. Fixed a crash that occurred after finishing the tutorial after naming your destroyer. Fixed a crash that occurred during extraction. Fixed a crash when returning to the ship during heavy projectile fire. For clients when the host was holding a carryable objective and quit. When a player left the game, when an encounter started, when changing text language, and when reloading the hull. That one never happened to me. Excuse me for a sec. Okay, but fixed a bunch of crashes. That's definitely good. All right, social issues in matchmaking. Improve matchmaking to better match players from nearby regions. You'll now be more likely to get matched into the same difficulty. Fixed an issue where chat history was cleared. Okay, weapons and stratagems. Opening and closing the text chat while in an emplacement now allows the player to remain in the emplacement. We actually did this with the car. Fixed arc weapons not reliably hitting the impaler's tentacles if aimed at the lower parts. The EAT anti-tank emplacement now has the correct armor pen tag. Stratagem turrets will no longer target Illuminate Tesla towers. Oh, you know what? That was annoying. My Gatlin sentry would aim at a Tesla tower for no reason. You know, I never thought about that too much. Fixed a visual bug where heat weapons would show numbers over the progress bar in the weapon wheel. Melee weapons should no longer send cars and other objects in the world flying long distances. Honestly, whenever like someone with a melee weapon would get out of the FRV, it would just go flying. B1 supply pack will now once again provide stems. Remember, okay, thank you for this one, because I had to get my friends to take off their supply pack so I could get stems. Fixed a bug where players could get stuck in the anti-tank emplacement after depleting all its ammo. Nice. All right, FRV. Following an investigation into the effects of severe survivorship bias during FRV impact testing, all FRVs have been reinforced. Minor parking mishaps will no longer result in explosions. So hopefully the FRV, like, when it flips over, it doesn't just die. You can hopefully try to flip it back over. General improvements to the FRV camera to make it look cooler. Wow, what a cool note. And prevent it from getting stuck underground when driving downhill. Absolute cinema. What are these patch notes? Reduce the chance FRVs get dropped on rooftops. The movement key bindings should now accept non-QWERTY keyboards. Shout out to 775. Fixed a bug where some enemies, such as the Brood Commander, was launched way further than intended when hit by the FRV. All right, Helldiver. Oh, no, this was the issue. Fixed an issue where players ragdolling into the FRV would cause it to be yeeted into space. Okay, I guess it wasn't the melee weapons. Fixed an issue preventing Helldivers from climbing and vaulting over civilian cars. Okay, yeah, I noticed you couldn't vault them. Helldivers should no longer slide around on the ground after ragdolling from a blast, despite it being Year of the Snake. Really, it's the Chinese Year of the Snake. Fixed an issue where ragdolling into shallow water caused a stuck prone gliding animation. Honestly, though, wait, let's go back to this one, though. Helldivers should no longer slide around on the ground after ragdolling from a blast. That might low-key be, like, kind of a big change. All right. Fixed an issue where the Helldiver was not playing the sample pickup animation. Okay, enemies. Fixed a small visual bug with the Stalker's tongue. You don't want to know what it took to fix it. I kind of do know. Fixed an issue where enemies wouldn't react to missed shots from projectiles or melee attacks near them. Miscellaneous fixes. Fixed an issue where clients would trigger the wrong audio when waiting for the host to join the loadout. Fixed an issue of Helldiver exiting the Hellpod after readying up and before transitioning. Fixed an issue of civilians being blocked from finding the shuttle door on evacuate missions. Cool. Purple question marks should be encountered less frequently. I like how it says less frequently. They're like, okay, listen, there's still some purple question marks, but we got rid of half of them. Fix the floating head syndrome with the kill zone armor set or the helmet. I forget which one. I think it's the helmet. Fixed a bug that was introduced in December where weapons with lower armor pen incorrectly dealt 1 damage rather than 0, resulting in misleading visual feedback and negligible extra damage to enemies and Helldivers alike. Fair enough. Enemies will now start sinking into the ground when killed near terminals or the extract, preventing players from being blocked. That's not bad. Okay, those are the patch notes. Let's take a look at the known issues because we love the known issues list. Okay, black box mission terminal may be unusable if it spawns clipped into the ground. Stratagem balls bounce predictably off cliffs. Balancing and functionality adjustments for the DSS. Okay, they're still going to update the DSS. That's cool. pathfinding issues in Evacuate Colonists Illuminate missions. Dolby Atmos does not work on PS5. Players can get stuck on Pelican 1's ramp during extraction. Explosive can cause Helldivers hidden behind terrain to ragdoll. Oh, dude, that's crazy. They're going to change this. Oh, shoot. That's crazy. They're going to change it where if you're behind cover, you just won't ragdoll. That's huge for, like, cannon turrets. Like, think about on the bot side, when a cannon turret shoots on the other side of the wall, you go flying. And yeah, it's a giant shot. It makes sense, but, like, it kind of says they're going to get rid of that. Currently, equipped capes don't display properly and show a blank gray cape in the Armory tab. Players who use This Is Democracy on the ship might unintentionally send their fellow Helldivers on unscheduled spacewalks. The guard dog breath doesn't show when it's out of ammo. Fair enough. Just keep in mind your guard dog can run out of ammo. The dog breath. The Barrager tank turret has armor 0 and no weak spots. Okay. That's fair. Dude, you can just blast Barrager tanks right now. If they... I thought that change was too much at first, but then I was like, for what it's worth, a Barrager tank can literally just murder you and like you won't even have a visual on it. If they add a proper weak point, I'll be okay if they take that away. I'm not going to lie. It depends on what the weak point is, though, because they had no weak point before. Let's not forget. But as long as it's fair, I'm cool with it. Higher zoom functions do not zoom the camera in through the scope on the scythe. Weapons with a charge-up mechanic can exhibit unintended behavior when firing faster than the RPM. They're talking about the Purifier. The shots can actually go backwards. All right, that is it for the patch notes. Everything. We went over everything. I feel like, you know, it's been months reading these patch notes. Every single time I go through a crash fix, I'm looking for a certain thing. And honestly, the known issues are solid. I'll be curious to see what they do. It was really cool. They confirmed that they're leaving the siege armor affecting support weapons. I thought that was cool. But that's going to be it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.